Hi everyone, I'm George Jackson, executive producer of GovExec TV, and today's 5 questions are with Stratos Efstathiadis. Sir, welcome. You are Senior Director, Research Technology Services, New York University. Tell me about that. Tell me about that job, what goes into it, and how technology is part of your day-to-day work.
Happy to do so, George. Research Technology Services at NYU provides resources, services, and expertise to enable NYU researchers to undertake world-class research. NYU is known to be an academic institution. NYU is a premier academic institution. We have 3 degree-granting campuses. One, of course, is here in New York City, including Brooklyn. We have another campus in China, in Shanghai, and a 3rd campus in Abu Dhabi, in the United Arab Emirates. We also have 13 global academic centers spread around the world. Again, we're known to be an academic institution, but we're also a research enterprise. In academic year 2023, we spent about $1.5 billion in research expenditures.
Wow.
We are the #1 academic institution in New York City in terms of research expenditures. We are number 12 in the country in terms of research expenditures. So what my team does is, as I mentioned, support researchers who use advanced computing in their projects. We support high-performance computing, we support research networks, we support the research cloud, and we help researchers who need to store and analyze sensitive data.
You anticipated where I want to go next, and that's that high-powered computing, or HPC for short. Talk about some of the recent advancements that you've been focused on making in that field and how it involves artificial intelligence.
Absolutely. We've been running high-performance computing clusters for many years at NYU. Our team has enabled groundbreaking research, for example, studying how blood flows through the heart by using computational fluid dynamics, or improving weather forecasting. Now with the advances of artificial intelligence came in as kind of a game changer. Researchers can use now artificial intelligence to study more challenging research projects. For example, we have researchers who analyze tens of thousands of brain MRI images, looking for patterns that could lead to an early detection of Alzheimer's. We have researchers who analyze next-generation DNA sequencing data, looking for DNA damage. We have researchers who use AI to analyze social media data to discover misinformation, discover deep fakes, discover propaganda. All this exciting research, and these are just a few examples, are research that has been made possible using artificial intelligence. Now, of course, the challenges for my team is how do we support on that? We've been, I would say, flooded with more and more projects almost on a daily basis. We need more resources. Our data centers are being stretched because all these resources require additional compute power. And we're trying to find solutions. For example, bursting to the cloud and using GPU resources on Google Cloud has helped us a lot. We've also seen several regional efforts building supercomputers that are shared amongst partner institutions that has helped us a lot. Empire AI, for example, is a partnership of public and private universities in New York State. And we're building a supercomputing center in Buffalo. Generally, we're trying to find resources that will enable our researchers to take the next exciting, groundbreaking project.
One thing that I'm struck by, Stratos, in those use cases is how vastly different they are. I mean, weather forecasting, blood flow, brain MRI images, DNA, deep fakes, like these are very different fields largely. Do they have common challenges? Meaning, because you're so popular, someone comes to you to do research in one of these specific areas. If it's vastly different than the research area that you've done before, are there challenges you know that you're going to have to address no matter what field?
Absolutely, absolutely. There are challenges that are specific. First of all, the first challenge is the diversity of projects that we're getting.
Yeah.
Back when HPC was helping those other use cases that you mentioned on weather forecasting, for example, they were mostly computer scientists or engineers or physicists or biologists who are trying to solve computational intensive problems. Now the landscape has shifted. We see humanists who come to us. We see archaeologists who come to us and they say, how do I compare the images of my artifacts with others that are available in other archaeological sites? There are lawyers who come to us and they need our help to analyze thousands of pages of documents, of contracts. So this is a completely different landscape. And yes, there are a lot of challenges supporting all these different use cases because each use case, almost every use case, comes with different requirements. And that's why our resources and our expertise now need to cover a much larger spectrum of what we used to support in the previous years.
A lot of people that I talk with across the AI landscape, they want to be bold. They want to go where no person has gone before. But this phrase, responsible artificial intelligence or responsible AI, needs to be part of the makeup there. How do you do both of those things at the same time? How do you be bold and be responsible?
This is indeed a challenge. We need to be responsible. Generally, we need to be responsible when we use AI tools. Because we know AI tools are not ethical and we know they have biases. So blindly using the output of AI tools is not responsible use of AI. Responsible use is taking responsibility of decisions that are made by using AI. As I mentioned, we know there are biases. AI tools are developed by computer science, and there are no domain experts involved who will be evaluating the output of these tools. I can give you several examples. For example, we have researchers at NYU in global health who say that AI tools were trained with data in the past that contained biases. So if you use these tools to make decisions about where do we focus our medical spending in the next few years, clearly there are going to be biases in there. At NYU, we have an entire center about responsible AI because we believe being responsible in AI starts with developing the model, deploying it, and of course, using it. It is a challenge. We feel that increasing awareness and training is going to help with making people aware and making productive use of the tools and being bold, but on the other hand, being critical about the outputs they get from these tools.
I'm sure you get a lot of questions from the community about that where do we focus point. For organizations that are looking to adapt, to implement, to scale artificial intelligence, and they haven't really done that before, where do you tell them to focus? Where do you tell them to start? How do they build something similar or comparable to what you've been building?
My recommendation would be to get started. Yeah, that's really important. The ship is sailing, as they say. The train is moving. They need to embrace AI sooner rather than later. We did some of that in the beginning at NYU. We started to, develop tools that then we figured they are not the right tools to use. This can happen. It's a shifting landscape. But I think we are in a much better shape now than we would be if we hadn't done anything. So my recommendation, my strong recommendation is to get started, invest in resources, depending on the organization, sign up your data governance policies, and enable the access to AI tools, train the staff on using those tools responsibly, and I think that would really help a lot.
Talking advanced computing to empower scientific discoveries with Stratos Efstathiadis. He is Senior Director, Research Technology Services over at NYU, sir. Thanks so much.
Thank you, George. Thank you, Hermes.
Audience, thank you for watching. That was today's 5 questions. For GovExec TV, I'm George Jackson. Have a great day.